All right. Hello, hello. You hear the bird. I don't know if it's the bird or it's the tablet. Like this is I'm getting ready to switch to it. Kid brings me a trash bag full of diapers. I was like, must have left the bathroom open again. And yeah, just wanted to make sure everything was locked up there. So all right. So CPI for the Swiss. Not looking great. Not again, not bad, right? The fact that it went up zero on a month over month basis is awesome, right? Again, if they've gotten their inflation under control, that's awesome for them. That's really really good. It's negative obviously for the currency, and we see that one going up. And again, that was 2:30 this morning. That thing really took off at 2:30 this morning when it came in, and we kind of expected this, unless it came in at a higher rate. We expected weakness coming through. So that one took off 84. It's not the biggest on the board. The dollar is right now. Um, Looking at the CAD data, right? Unemployment rate came down. I mean, really, this is a hard one to play right now because again, everything is green across the board. So dollar CAD, it is showing CAD strength rolling back into the market. And again, the dollar strength is not so much there because a lot of it was already baked in and rolled in from what we've seen recently. But anyway, the CAD employment change about double, right? And the unemployment rate actually dropped. It didn't drop. It was expected to go higher and it didn't. Now the US data, interesting. Couple ways to take this. One, there was an adjustment down last time, right, as far as change, and then this time it was a substantial amount. But this right here, the unemployment rate, this is the big one. It was expected to go higher, and it came in lower, right? That's crazy. And then average earnings, making more money. So this is the scenario that the Fed's looking at. It's like, wait a second, the unemployment rate's going down. That JOLTS data is under control. And look, people are getting paid more money than they were before, right? It's like, is this that wage inflation that we were talking about before, right? Um, yeah, so more people hired than expected. They're getting paid more, which is awesome. And then the unemployment rate was going down. So does it look like the Fed has ruined the economy, right? The answer is not so much. You know, they said they're going to follow the data. The first data point so far is looking really, really strong, not causing a recession thus far, right? I mean, look how low unemployment is, and again, people are getting paid more money. Not a bad thing there. So, again, all the data we've seen in the last 24 hours are saying, yeah, looks like another 0.25 is on the way. Send it, baby, send it. And again, I think it's. I mean, I've made it very, very clear. I think it's absolutely justified. I think it absolutely should come in. Um, so yeah, I think that's what's coming. Um, yeah, so that's the day that we have this morning. Biggest mover on the board, obviously the dollar CAD. Everything else is more or less flat because we had a surge and a retrace. I'll tell you right now, this is hell on swing traders, right? They're like, oh god, 2 pips, like 59. What is this, right? Now 46 on this one is actually a decent percentage point. That's over a daily ATR right there to the downside, and you're seeing European weakness, but also pound strength. But it's not massive amounts of pound strength. It's more European weakness right now. So yeah, and then some of those come from the different headlines in here. Interest rates must prove it. The latest interest rate hike won't be the last. Yeah, I think everybody gets that. But you said you're going 0.25, and question is how much farther. Um, a couple other small things in here, but nothing. Yeah. So hit banks with fees to refill deposit insurance. Yeah. Dollar slips. Yeah. So yeah, overall, great US data, great CAD data. Reality, great as far as again, 3.5, awesome news. People getting paid more, awesome news. CPI in Switzerland, zero. I think that's great. That's awesome. If they actually have it under control, that puts them in a very competitive situation because understand if they're you know if the Swiss' inflation is now stopped and it's close to target, that means they don't have to raise interest rates. They don't have to put stress on there. If they're not raising interest rates, it's not necessarily an area where you want to put money for deposits. But what it does do, it means that if the Swiss is on the cheap end, right, where people are not sending money there, right, it's cheap. It means that you know, overall, if it's a little on the weaker side, that means their exports are actually better for them. So that's not a bad thing for the Swiss. That's not bad, not bad. So overall, all good data today, minus obviously the readjustment last time. Not as many people got hired, but excuse me, nice pop to the top side. So happy with this data. Tomorrow, nothing. Sunday, nothing. Monday, nothing. Tuesday, nothing. Right? Like, look, I'm looking at everything here. I think if we go low, there's still not a whole lot. Yeah, not a whole lot in there at all. Wholesale inventory is final, so like nothing for 2 days. So started next week, not so much. Right? Not too hot. So what that means is it opens us up to again the CPI number. Now, this is where I think the Fed's going to be in trouble. Again, I'm going to bring this up now as we go into the weekend. Look at the CPI on a monthly basis. Remember, like, oh, it's been nothing. Yeah. It's expected to go back up to zero point 0.4 from zero point 0.1 last month, showing an increase. And then there's here, this is the 5 is holding 5, right? And core CPI going down just a little bit. But the yearly one is the one they've been talking about. Oh, it's still 2.5 times what it's supposed to be. So seeing that combined with this, it's like, ooh, God forbid that's like a 5.1 or, ticks up at all. The Fed's got to do more. Got to do more. So that's where we are. Now, let's go across. VIX. Obviously, the VIX is down big right now. Why? The data is out. We know everything. Again, yesterday was kind of the spike. It deteriorated back again. Gap, and then just pushed down again. It's almost like they knew what the data was going to be. Imagine that, right? Overall, I don't think there's really any surprise with this morning. With that data coming in. As it should be. I mean, that data was really good. I mean, people getting paid more money is awesome because if people are getting paid more than what the expectation was, that gives them a little bit of confidence. That means they start spending some money again, right? Spending money is good, right? It helps all the stock market out, right? Right now, all the indices are in the green. What's interesting, though, is NQ is only up 0.9, but you look at Apple down here, up 4.5. Their earnings, I guess, came out yesterday, and they were good. I saw something. I think he said that. I think people were buying iPhones, I guess. Excuse me. Oh. People were buying iPhones again. Not sure why, but people were buying iPhones again, right? It's one of the things I love about my wife the most. Like she's got a couple generation back iPhone. She's like, why would I need to spend that much money? It doesn't I don't need it to do any more than my phone does right now. She's like, why would I pay that? So yeah. So yeah, the boys have iPhones too because they have their mom's old phone. But yeah, I'm not never going there, never converting. But that's where we're at with the VIX. Dollar, obviously a big spike with non-farm. It did kind of run back up again and kind of pulled back. That 8 o'clock kind of pulled back, right? It pulled back right before the news and then boom, catapult. And again, it should. The data is. What do you got in there? I don't know what that is all over there, buds. We should clean that up. Yeah. So again, this is a good pop, and you can see it actually started for the European session. This is something that we've seen lately, right? We see this more and more often now. Here's the European session. What happened? European session was like, yep, we know what's happening. And then what do? They pulled back just in time to go long again. So going from 101.13 up 50 cents, not a bad day, right? Not a bad day already. So I would expect a little bit of a rollback as profit taking comes in. Come on, stop. Come on, stop. No touch. No more. You want me to turn the play off? You want me to turn the play off? Okay, yeah, watch the play. So yeah, this is good. I expect a little bit of a pullback. Overall, it is positive. I think it does tick back up again. I wouldn't be surprised if we can kind of tick up back into the 102 range. It may get stuck around here. There are some sellers sitting here at 87 as well as 77. Oh, you want to sit on my lap? Oh, I asked you if you wanted to watch. I didn't want to watch the play, buds. Here, let's put this down because nobody wants to hear Miss Rachel, especially me. Come here. Oh, there we go. All right, sit on my lap. There we go. Ginger used to watch charts, not Miss Rachel, but we did chart school. All right, so now he's in my lap. We'll see if he's good now. All right, so there's where we're dollar. All indices in the green, and again, the data today. The Russell, you may be like, wait, you just said it's going to raise interest rates. Why is the Russell up so much? Overall, because people are getting paid more. Obviously, that again, people getting paid more and seeing more people, getting hired back again. Those are positive signs for spending, right? Right. More people were there, and they're also making more money than they were before, right? So that's a good thing. So again, typically when it goes to spending, Russell's the first to move as it should. Commodities. Now this is where we're a little angry, right? Obviously, gold and silver down huge. Down down 2%, down almost 3%, back down to the, again, still above 2025. But again, big pushes down. Gold's down $44 today. Big push back to the downside because they see what's coming. They are like, oh, okay. Um, Oil and natural gas. So oil, you may say, well, what's up with oil? Why is it up 4%? Well, a lot more people got hired back. That's more increased demand. They're getting paid more, so they're not going to care about spending more on gas and things like that. Again, is it a quick spike? No, it actually started kind of late last night, and then here's the Europeans. They took over, and it's just been grinding back again. After the push down to 64, I think a lot of people got really bearish. And again, you can see we talked about this, and it based in there again, and it actually kind of almost Harry Pottered off that level, but again, running back up again. I was really hoping we'd end up somewhere around the 70 mark. Maybe we can get a reversal. I was really looking for a close at the end of the week around the 68 mark, kind of over here. Um, yeah, but it's just pushing back up again. So we'll see. Looks like the next big set is going to be up here around 61. We'll break that down in a bit. But even natural gas, um, again, kind of missed the Harry Potter and went all the way down. And now has kind of pushed back up again and gave us an opportunity to go back down. But, you know, it's one of those ones you're like, oh, look at that. And it actually did go past the level, right? We just missed the entry. It came up, it did pull back, it missed the entry, and then went down to the profit target and turned. Um, yeah, yeah. So pushing up just a little bit there. Let's go crossover and go into the currency. So again, we talked about this earlier. When did this move start to happen? I mean, the peak, right? The peak is right there, 3 o'clock, right? Kind of like the Europeans knew, right? Kind of like they knew ahead of time, right? I don't, funny how that works out, but it's kind of like they knew, right? Pull this off, came down, and it ended up using the here, I'll pull these off. This was more for like a Harry Potter ish trade, right? Breaking through that top. And it did, it based. Let's get all these off. It's funny, this base right in there. Look at that. Look at that base. Let's go here. Oops, did not want to do that. But I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit. There we go. You can see sliced right through, but what did it do? It found the buyers right down here. Right. Now, one thing I will point off on this one, again, we are rallying back up again, and it's profit taking. I mean, Europeans sent it straight all the way down, and then once people saw that news, they're like, oh, that's it, dollar strength. Short the Aussie dollar, right? And that's what's happening right now. It's the profit taking and stopping all the people out on there. I will say, whenever we see a pattern like this and we see a big run up like this, and it's not very much risk, talking about 7, we could probably increase that up into that level there. It's like 8. Let's see if there's enough room to sneak the sucker in here. Yeah. There you go. So a little bit deep. And again, we extended this a little bit. Right, we use the bottom of the candle here. You could adjust this slightly, but not an overall bad trade. It has pushed that level pretty deep, and we know we got a bit of a racetrack scenario, and it does put us between the 23.6 and the 50. So again, not a gigantic trade, but could be something that we look for on Monday night, or Sunday, Monday night time frame, when there's not a lot of news and it's more grindy. Again, this one is really rallying up. A lot of people are like trying to get into this one, and it's funny because gold is getting worse, right? Gold is now down. It was 44 just a few seconds ago. Now it's down $47. But you can see that this one is rallying back up again. So not losing its proxy. It's more the dollar than doing anything right now. All right. So yeah. I will say there's you could use this top level here and say, okay, it's a decent level up top. It's an okay base. It's an okay top. I don't love it. It's not the best in the world. But it's not horrible. You're probably going to get some selling coming in here. And again, this is probably just trying to stop everybody else that got into this trade after the fact. Look for it to turn and roll. This is probably a Sunday night trade. Maybe it tears down. I don't know. Maybe you have a very fast reversal and this is an afternoon kind of push back down. Overall, the data today is dollar, strength type move. So yeah, but not surprised by the whipsaw, right? Straight down, straight back up, finding sellers, and then we should roll. Question is, will we go here or here? But I think either of those two are a decent kind of roll to the bottom side. Okay. All right. Oops. I'll see you. All right, so also again, we were out yesterday right around that 10 o'clock, 10:30 time frame. We talked about this little Harry Potter trade. We'll pull it off right now just to get a better view of it. You can see the 23 really didn't do much. Look at this basing here. Look, boom, right there. Look, there was a zone there. We mentioned it yesterday. It got broken. It based, it pulled back, and it took off, and it actually used it for a Harry Potter. And again, that's not really what Harry Potters are used for. This one would have actually triggered at about 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock this morning. It took off after that. So, let's see. Do we have anything down here? Yeah, there's a zone there. Let's talk about this zone here as being a bottom side. We can delete this now. And again, you can see Harry Potter is through. Let's pull it just to keep it easy. Um, Case, kind of the same thinking in here. And again, this is some Aussie strength coming through. Is there? Let's see. No. All right. So we know we got some basing in here. There's one sitting right there. Again, this is a pretty big rally up from 830. Hmm. So this is a decent level. It's a base, it's a confirmation. Now it's also got a backing by a 61.8. And here's kind of what I'm looking at here. We know we have a racetrack on the other side. It is 15 pips. So there's two trade setups in here. One, there's obviously a reversal coming out of the downside. 9106. Again, it is one top base or one candle base with a confirmation with a 61.8 in there and a strong rally up from the news today. We're already up 60 something pips. That puts us at like 90 pips. It's got a daily ATR of 105. So that kind of puts us in, beyond what a normal day is. I think there's a decent short out of there. If it starts the base in here, I think there is also a long coming out the top side of this one. The reason why I say that is because look at the racetrack right here. Not very long, and before we run any profit, there's 70 pips worth of profit in there. So there's actually a decent trade here. I don't know if we're going to be able to have that Harry Potter kickoff today, but depending on what the roll looks like, I think there is two probable trades in this one, whether it be the bottom side or the top side out of this one. So, again, a lot of this is going to depend when you hit it. Obviously, both these markets are closed right now. It's just a proxy for the yen. Obviously, it's getting some play from gold. Gold down 46 right now. I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure which one of those I like better. Right? Question is, can we get one more drive forward? If we get one more drive forward before that 10 o'clock time frame or 10:30 time frame, um, he's gonna let me cut his nails. Hold on. No, he's not. He caught on. Here, buds, do this. I don't know if you guys remember, like when your kids were little, their fingernails are like little daggers, right? Kip's not a big fan of the nail clipper, so it's like, oh my god, he's gonna let me play with his nails real quick. I have to take advantage of this. Sorry. It's like, oh, they're like little razor blades, and they're like go to touch my face and stab me in the eye. So yeah, I like either one of these reversals. Again, the risk is going to be the same on both. We'll see what the new level base looks like. It's only about 16 on this one. It's fine. It's a 105 pip ATR on a daily. So either there. If it turns right now at the 50, it sucks because there's not a whole lot there. The level up there is much better. But again, I would say if we get one more drive up before noon, again, take the short. It's probably not bad. If we can come up in base, and again, that may be more of a Sunday night thing, a breakthrough of 91.32. But there you go. I like both those. Euro dollar. So, any surprise that the euro dollar dropped down? No. Any surprise that the euro peak this morning? This red candle right here was the peak. Just happened to be at 3 o'clock in the morning. Right. So right now, since the European Open, we are sitting at 81 pips down. It's right at a daily ATR right now. It is reversing. Obviously at the kind of 9:30 time frame. Why? Again, profit taking. It's gone down 90 pips because of the news, and now it's turning and reversing. It's actually not turning at anything besides the 78, which again, I went a little deeper in the 78, but we can pull the 78 off now and pull some of these other things out. Let's pull all these four yesterday. Again, that was a good day for that one. Actually, look, there's your base, there's your touch. I missed it by a little bit. Let's pull that. Again, base, little Harry Potter there. Let's run. Hmm. look at the basing of the 61 and 50. Yeah, bubble gum, right? Hmm. We knew that one was gonna get sliced through. Hmm. There's this right here. Um, it's one of those songs that once it gets stuck in your head, it won't come out. Sticky, sticky, sticky bubble gum. I know, buds. You love it. You love it, buds. Hmm. So I kind of like this one here. I don't think I'm gonna. Honestly, either of these two bases are pretty decent. It's going to take quite a bit of a rally up right now. It's about 36 more pips. Um, One if we can. I don't know that the profit taking is going to last that long. My concern about this one is the 110 and the 23.6 are all sitting right at that same spot, kind of like sitting right in this level right here. Again, we got the 110. We know that's a big deal. We're seeing a retracement right now. The European data is going to be slower. U.S. data was great, and it's at 23.6. So anybody that's near term, let's see, is it going to be anything in here? It's a little bit deep. See, the problem is we take just this morning. Like this is the most recent high to low, right? That we consider chart. If you take the European Open till now, look how it boxes off this zone right here, right? And again, it's this zone right there, right? Again, between the 50 and 61. So it's like, oh, like you're past the 23, but again, some people won't do it from today. Some people will do it for the most recent high to low peak, right? Which would be this, even though I guess you could. The 110 23.6 combo to me is stronger than this 23. But I do have to recognize this one here. So I'm going to pull this. We're going to go with the high to low. We'll go with the big one, not the daily one. No, we're not going to touch that. No, no. You want this? You can have that. I think we're probably due for a reversal in here. Let's see. The zone is it's only 6 pips, so it's really kind of too small. But I think this is where reversal comes in, and I think we push back down probably to this level right here. Again, that's the next big level that we've actually had confirmed buyers coming in. So I'm looking more for this to run all the way down. Again, for me, entering a trade 10:30 on a Friday, it's a no-no. I'm typically done by now. Um, where does it need to go? 37 and 50. 4-hour ATR is 35. So this is a 4-hour ATR right there, right? That puts us at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday. Not a lot of steam left in the market typically at that time. Not that it can't move, but it tends to be running out of steam real quick there. I don't even know if we can make it up. I think this 110 area is going to be a decent area. I think we're probably going to turn and roll off this. You can see it's having problems with it already. And again, it's a 23.6 from this high to low down here, followed on top of this the 110, as well as now it's 10 o'clock. So, is it a strong level there? No. If this level was here, I'd love it a lot better. But it is a level that we've been to in the past. So if it turns and bounces off this, would not be surprised whatsoever. But overall, right now, I'm looking at 110.24 and 109.54 on the downside. Euro pound. Um, here's kind of your Harry Potterish trade, right? Looking more for the near term base. The near term base was a little bit higher. And actually, you would have adjusted this a little bit. I would have said that there to there is probably where the base was best, right? As we're basing along. And you can see it did enter. It didn't change it. I hate when it does this. It's like, no, that would have been the top of our risk right there. Now, this would have been adjusted to 1 to 3, which is right there, which is also before the profit target. You remember yesterday we talked about a profit target. Oh, it's not going to let me grab it. I'm going to grab this. No, there's the target we talked about yesterday, right? 87.35. So it went down again, not a gigantic 8 for 24, 8 for 25 in the other direction. We talked about being down in this 87.27 level. Again, old level. It's touched again. Not the cleanest of entries here. It spiked down and spiked back up again, and we used just the confirmation here, which is not the ideal scenario. But with that push right now, right now, if we're finding a bottom, we are looking for a reversal. But we need the bottom to be put in, right? It's not a number one entry because it's not a true zone. We need the zone to be formed. So what we're looking for here is a green, a red pullback, and a green close above. And that would be the opportunity to pull the trigger. Now, just keep in mind, there's only 2 hours left before this one closes. But again, nice little trade setup. This doesn't change. It goes there. This one doesn't really change much as far as where the entry is. The 87.59 is where we're looking to get in. And the profit target, again, we're out. So, it's done right after we enter our trade, particularly on Friday. There's not much else we can do with it. Euro yen. All right, so Euro yen. Yesterday at 8.39, we were out, had the big spike down at 10.30. And then we just talked about a bit of a retracement being down at 147. It's kicked up about half the way. Just don't poke me with it, all right? Yep. Here, you want this one? Baby learning? There, songs for littles. All right. Honestly, right now, until we get back up to this kind of what? I'll just take this one here. Until we get back up to this 48.95-ish zone, that's the last time we really got anything slowing us down. This has been a slow grind from really from 2 o'clock yesterday. We just kind of went sideways, and we got a little bit of a pop now. And if it pulls back a little bit now, I'm not surprised at all. So really got a bit more room to run in this one. I think again, this profit target got hit. You guys can see this is where we called for the profit target to be at. Right there. Excuse me. A basic blow. And we didn't even actually make it all the way down to 147. We ended up finding the buyer. It's probably here. Yeah, right there. Same buyers as what we had there. Yeah, I mean, this has been a nice kind of return all the way back to the norm. It is past the 78, so let's pull that off and get this set up for next week. We'll take this, and I'm going to have to adjust the top. Unfortunately, cut it off. Right there. You can see we're past now. Look, 61. The 61.8 at the 150 is probably the most exciting thing on this one. We'll just throw that there, get that ready for next week. I'm going to pull this off. We don't need that anymore. This is confirmed, so we'll take this off. We know that that's a confirmed. We're going to leave this one up top. I still like that one. Going to mark that one then. Yeah, not really any setup on this one, right? I mean, how much are we going to move? 90 pips? We moving 90 pips today with a reversal on this one? Probably not, right? Downside wise, obviously we knew we had something here. We had talked about it before in the past. But again, 1, 2, 3, it broke. We didn't expect it to hold. It actually did hold pretty well. It kind of formed this new bottom down there. And it's until to get down to that level, it's 90 pips. So are we going to move 100 pips down for a trade or move 90 pips up and a trade on a Friday? No. Not unless something absolutely just completely catastrophic happens. But otherwise, it's too much movement for today. It'll be a Sunday night thing. And again, mark off kind of top and bottom on this one. We're going to change this yellow. Right there. That's kind of where we're looking at. We're going right down no man's land. Ideally, I'd like for this to push down a little bit over here. I think that would be good. But overall, not a whole lot we can do. Gold's about to break through 2,000. 2001 right now. We're down 49 bucks. So yeah, no trade setup here, unfortunately. Pound dollar, again, not much to say. The green candle peak was at 230, so there is your 3 o'clock star for the morning, right? You can see the poor 23.6 just got hammered through with news, right? And again, it's not really designed to stop news. So I like the fact that this drove down and kind of tore this area out. You can see that went base, which is fine. Again, touch, touch, touch. Kind of a front runner on this one. I think this is a good trade for Sunday night, and this will be dollar strength rolling back into the market. I do think that the dollar is going to be in a more substantial position than what we see in the pound. So again, starts next week. Let's pull this on off. We can draw it. This is not the ideal placement in my opinion, but I think there's about 25 pips. This could actually be this afternoon after the European market is closed and it's just dollar. This could turn and roll back to the downside. But again, understand the volume will you know, start dying quickly. It's only 12 pips, so it's not, nothing crazy. Okay. Um, Again, keep this on your radar. This could be a Sunday thing. Let's throw this on, and we'll put an alert right there. All right, alert is live. Yeah. So again, not surprising. I pulled back 6:30, 7 o'clock. It was already moving. So it's like the Europeans knew. They must have shared that data. All right. So looks like at noon we hit our target of 168.10. That's what we were talking about. Talking about a little chop coming through here. So we ended up hitting that full target. You can see that the 23.6 provided a little. You missed that entry, and then it kind of used it and pulled. You can see basing in here again. So we'll pull that one off. Right now, we are getting to a sell level. Now, again, this has touched 3 times, right? 1, 2, 3. Had a nice push. So it doesn't mean that this one cannot reverse at 170.20. But ideally, we're looking for this to break through the 170.57. Or I'm sorry, yeah, 157.56. It'll be a next week thing. It's not a this week thing. We're not going to be able to get through all the way through it. We're not going to be able to base, punch up and go, or punch up and pull back and go through on a Friday to be able to get this one completely out. But for Sunday next week, I do think it's good. And then again, remember, I still do like this 71.50 up top. I like the way that this pushed off. Kind of taking a smaller level in that one, being a little bit more conservative versus the 78 touch. But again, looking for a bounce off this level high and then up top a potential reversal back to the downside. So kind of set for next week, but nothing for today. Unfortunately, it's all done. Dollar CAD. We were looking for a little bit of a bounce and we didn't get it. It ended up punching all the way through yesterday at 1 o'clock. It just We were looking for potentially one more bounce higher, and we didn't get it. It just sliced through, and it didn't pull back either. It grabbed our profit target. Now, the crazy thing about this one is it did end up pulling a Harry Potter trade. It just did it over here, right? It formed a new base and then pulled back and then went much lower. So, hold on one sec. Hold on, bud. Hold on one sec. Call you in 20. All right. Yeah, so this one is just going crazy. Right? Now this one you may say, well, what about proxies? Right? Well, oil up 4.55% today. Up $3. That's kind of a lot of strength coming in. So this is a case of CAD strength, oil strength, and for some reason, again, dollar strength, but it has been pulling back. So it's kind of an acceleration. As the dollar has been pulling back, the CAD has been continuing acceleration to the downside. So this one did not pop. This short was fine. It went all the way to the profit target, hit that one, went through this level here, used that level, dropped it down, and again, continue this across. You can see basing near term, it would be more there. Touched it, confirmation. The news came up, grabbed, and it continues. So again, now this is deteriorated all the way back down again, right? Which is fine. Let's just reset it for the new week. Again, that was from last week. So let's take this. I'm gonna use this peak. I'm not gonna use the top peak for it. You can see right there we're getting it. So we kind of need the bottom first to draw that peak on there for the reversal. Looking on the downside to the left, you can see we are approaching this basing level here at the 61.8, and there was a little bit of a confirmation in there. I would say that this is the potential reversal for today. I don't care about the 78 until we get much, much lower, and even this level down here, I don't love it. I'm kind of wondering, can we get down to 133 at this point? It's a decent little spike up there too. No, stop. You can watch this. Nope. I would love to say there's a reversal due at this level. I think there's probably something. Stop. Take this. I think there's probably something coming in here. But at the same time, with oil being as strong as it is, driving, I mean, it's accelerating. We're getting more CAD strength rolling in. So, yes, there is some profit taking coming in. But right now, the factors behind it, the proxy, like the fundamental proxy of it, it's accelerating lower. So, is there a hiccup here? Yeah, probably. I'd like to see a base. If you're going to trade it today, wait for a confirmation at green, red, green. There is a bit of a racetrack. And again, there's a little bit of a clear path up until at least that level. From that level here, that's about 50 pips. So there is. Remind me later. He kept touching, like kicks the keyboard, and like everything wants to update at one time. I got like 5 things. It's like, oh, are you ready to update? I'm like, no, I'm not ready to update. Yeah, yeah, buds. So yeah, again, probably reversal. Too late on a Friday for me to really get into this one, but understand if we cannot break through this 34.44, I'm sorry, 34.40. There is, again, we're so close to it right now. We may just chop on it. This could be a takeoff point, and then again, a push back up to that 23.6 level is about 50 pips. So there is a long trade in here. Dollar Swiss. So what do we say about dollar Swiss this morning? When that thing came in at 0, that was it. That was the nail in the coffin, right? Here's where that news came out this morning. Right here. It was right there. And then boom, took off. A little bit of a pullback. In time for the US news, and then punched it higher. So yes, this triggered, but holy crap. We were looking for this to pull up yesterday in time for the news. It didn't. All it did was go straight down. It drove it straight down in time for news. And again, it didn't quite hit, but the European session opened this one up. But again, what happened a couple hours beforehand? It drove down in preparation for a monstrous move. This one 100% justified. Again, after this kind of rally up in news, you're not, again, if you can get the reversal pattern, we didn't. We got a red, but then boom, it broke through the top. It sliced through both the 50 and the 61.8 to the top side. So again, alert on this one busted. And again, after this big move up in price, you're not really taking it for a short without a confirmation. So those are not there. This one did hit and push back again, but all it did is it used it basically Harry Pottered right off that level, right? Went up, grabbed it, used it, and took off. So yeah, a lot through. Now with this one extended as far as it is, what'd you just do, buds? Did you just break it? You did break it. Way to go, buds. We've gone from low in the curve to high in the curve in one morning. And again, from the run this morning, we're up 138 pips. It has a daily ATR of 72. So we are well beyond past. We are due for a reversal. If we take this one and run it from this morning forward, we can delete this. The 78.6 is blown. Again, that one is out. We'll bring that one across and hold that. I think right now I'm looking at this only. 15. 8. That's fine for me on this one. Oh. 8 for 25. Oh, Kip. No, stop. Got it. Told Melissa, I was like, boys are just destructive. She didn't believe me. He's breaking more stuff today. Thankfully, my phone is not in the way. So yeah, probably tears back down again. We're well beyond what that range is. If you want to see something really, really funny, look at technicals. Look at the Bollinger Bands. Here was the pinch in the overnight, which you would expect to see, right? There's your pinch, and currently, right now, that's what it looks like. So are we a little bit, and again, if you look at this, and when there's a big spike move, but this is kind of what the normal is, right? This is all morning European session hours. You could draw this and say, look, there's what the normal looks like. It basically follows this down this path, and you get it pinched here, but look, follows, 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 follows. Up here, same thing, it follows. This is the typical, right? So there's your pinch. There's your typical. There's where we're at right now. So are we a little bit beyond? Yeah. And that's why we're pulling back to the median. Wouldn't be surprised if that Harry Potter comes in and tries to actually, complete itself today. Nope. Stop. Not going to touch anything else. Yeah. So there we go. That's where we're at right now. Again, probably a trade for next week. If you want to throw an alert on this one, you can. I don't think this one triggers today. Maybe it tries. Hold on. How's it gonna go? It's gotta go 30 pips. I mean, I guess if it really puts a concerted push in there, maybe. But it's gonna have to go down by 12. You're gonna have to get in this trade by 12, otherwise it's probably too late. But again, keep something small in there. Not a bad little trade. Let's take this Bollinger Band off now. We don't need it. All right. Look at that. Wow. Magically, it used 135. Go figure. Right? Go figure. There actually was, if you look down over here, there actually was a level here at this 135. This would have been more of a profit target than anything else. But again, a pop, and what is it doing? It's rolling back down again. Pushing back down to that level. The origin move. But magically, look at that. For no reason, it goes boop right back up to the 135. And then the 135 was the turner. So, yeah. Oh, is that baby saying more? Ooh, is that baby eating? Again, dollar yen down. If you wanted to take this trade, you could. It's not a horrible little trade position. It is about 25 pips. So again, this one has been getting super volatile. It's up to a daily ATR of 141, which is pretty big, right? So again, a little bit bigger risk. It's tearing back down again. It's at a 1-to-1 right now. I think this probably continues to deteriorate right now if it's already made it through. Again, this may be its reversal for the morning at 9. Parabolic move up, retracement back to the downside. Let's take this off. I don't need that anymore. So yeah, that's what we're looking for. Maybe we can break this 133 next week. Right? It's crazy. Like, wait a second. We were just talking about 140, 138, and now we're talking about 133. We called for an intervention. I didn't see or read anything about an intervention, but this is the same thing, right? We were like, hey, listen, 137 is so high. Look for an intervention. It's just been boom, 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 boom. A lot of pullback levels too. So, but we got to get you out of this diaper. What are you doing? Yeah, you're in a bad diet. Let's see what we got here. TLT down to 104. All right, so oil, we kind of clicked on it already. Again, 1, 2, 3. What do we expect on 4? There's your base in 4. There's your break going higher. Now, okay, so not surprising that this one had some issues. With that said, we do have a bit of a level here. Again, it is in the overnight, so again, it's not the best market moving time. There is a small level here. Maybe this provides a little bit of reversal today. Remember, this market does close earlier than other levels. I think this is a great level to look at to say, hey, listen, can we slow down at this 72.12 mark? Here, I'll turn this yellow just so you can see a little better. It is a base. I love when candles do this. You guys know this is my favorite, right? Where you can kind of form like a triangle with it. That is my absolute favorite pattern in a big drop. Although I typically like when it has a big drop after it also, not it going to sleep. But with that said, this typically signifies that there are some sellers in there. After this big move up in price, could this be an area where we get profit taking for today? Since obviously it closes earlier. Maybe. Am I happy about 72? No, I was really hoping we close under 70 for the week. I get it. Today's data is there. That was a little bit bullish for it, kind of like on a fundamental, basis. Yeah, I get it. I don't have to like it, but I get it. It's not in a bad place. So again, if we can start the week next week, not above 72, again, if you look to see, let's see. Yeah, we started up here, right? We started the week. Yeah, we started the week at 75. If we're starting this week at 72, I mean, if you think about it, let's see. Sunday was here. Sunday was there. That's what our movement looked like this week. Looks like we're going to end up closing somewhere in here. If we could start the week there, look at this. Check this out. $58. $58. 66. So both of those are too good, potential of what it can do in a week all the way down to a 58 or 60. we start playing with that like $60 mark, $65 mark. I'd be good with the 65 mark. Um, yeah, really kind of makes this a little cheap, right? It's hard to push that green initiative when oil's at $60. So yeah, so again, reversal, no trade for me today on this one. Obviously, too late. Natural gas. Yeah, look, I'm sad we missed the pullback because it did go all the way down the profit target, but it did miss, unfortunately. We're calling for it to hit 102. I'm sorry, look at this, 103.2, and it went down to 103.1. So it did actually go past the target that we had on there. We just, I hate to say, this was a great trade. Um, it went up, it just didn't touch the level. So it happens sometimes. Yeah, it's like, wah, wah, wah. But it did go past our target for the day. So there's that. Let's clean this up for next week. 1, 2, 3. That's probably going to break through. Let's see. Let's get some fibs. Throw some fibs at this. Easy high to low on this one. You can see we're playing right now with the 23. No touch. No touch. Ah, ah, ah. It's actually out of level. That's where we're sitting at right now. I'd be okay if this wants to turn and roll back down again. It's a trade. It's a setup. It's a setup. Like I said, a futures trade in this market. I mean, I kind of like everything about it except the fact that it's Friday. Right? 1, 2, 3. This should break. That's a Harry Potter test. So, yeah, I don't mind. It's okay. Again, kind of late on a Friday for entering a commodities trade, but it's there. It's there. All right. Let's see this gold thing. I love this. So gold, what did it do? 1999.59. So it broke through, right? It actually got 50 cents down, right? And again, no surprise. European market started this right here and straight down. Actually, this was good. Look at this base above, so you knew it was going to break, but it didn't give us an entry, right? Did not give us an entry. Where are we at with this now? Yeah, it touched the 78.6, so technically this is out. You could run this from this peak down and look at it there. I think realistically, though, it should be not this level, right? Because again, this broke through a couple of them. It should be this is where we should be looking. So again, clean this up for next week. We got that out. Again, this level, wouldn't be surprised if it pulls back to there either. But yeah, just like we saw, on the other side, 2000, big psychological level, right? Just like the 110, right? Just like the 110. And speaking of 110, 110.05. So again, look, it's doing its reversal. Yep. So yeah, what do we do with gold? I'd like to see gold tear down. I would like to close below 2000. I don't know if it's going to be able to though. I think it'll pull up a little bit. Again, this is a lot of movement. Again, we're talking about what, 45, it was up 48, $49 at one point. Profit taking, stop. Profit taking is due to come in. It actually, it should be doing this. So, you know, not anything earth shattering, surprising here. So, yeah, I think it probably tears up. I'd like to close below 2000, but I'm going to say it's probably going to come up in here somewhere. Silver, kind of the same thing. Silver did have buyers. Here, we can take this off. Pull that off. There's your low. By the way, we had marked off this top level, the 2605. Stop. We hit it late last night at what, 10 o'clock. There's your reversal off that 10 o'clock time frame. So we talked about that yesterday. Yeah, right up to 61.8. This is where it should turn. It's there's a level of things right there. Again, target hit. This level, it's based. It's funny, use it on this side too. Pull all these off. And there was your base. should pull that. Yeah. So does it make sense that it's reversing? Sure, it does. Let's see. We're gonna get any help. Maybe a little bit up here. Yeah, I think silver continues to deteriorate some of those losses as well. So yeah, it's profit taking. It's profit taking. And again, 61.8 and this level right here makes sense. Kip, stop. It hurts when you do that. Can you please stop? You can get on the floor if you want. You can sit in my lap as long as you're not going to be obnoxious. Yeah, so yeah, makes sense. All right, let's see what good old Apple's doing. Yeah, look at Apple. Earnings. Boom, rally, boom. Going up to that 175 mark. Tesla, what do we got going over here? Yeah, Tesla had a big morning as well. Let's see what we had opening print wise. And again, this is a hard. I mean, we got non-farm payroll coming in right beforehand, blew the numbers out of the water. I mean, it's going to be a hard one. There's your 830 mark, and again, didn't even slow it down. Here's your 9. It's no pullback whatsoever, right? So, doing exactly what it should, right? Let's clean some of these old levels from this week. A couple of these are good, but again, no opening print for this morning. It probably runs into some sellers, and again, I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of turn off this 40-60 up here. Again, very choppy, so there's no level we can draw from it, but it's definitely an area. There was a strong push to the downside. Wouldn't be surprised if we rally up a little bit. Overall, though, the data that we got today is, yes, definitely a strong dollar. And again, dollar is now flat at 101.40. But overall, yeah, this is the first data point, and it looks like remind me later. They're going to raise the interest rates again. People getting paid more is definitely good. These are all going to pull back a little bit as profit taking comes in from that 8:30 news today. Do these deserve to be green? I think on a near term, yes. I think long term, I think a lot of people's beliefs are the Fed already knew the data when they made that statement, and they still gave us a little bit of a pause. But the data today was extremely strong, going the opposite direction as far as wage go, as well as we saw wage growth, which is not really what you want to see when we're trying to fight inflation. So good. It's good data. It's great for people, right? Great for people, but overall, as far as the Fed's policy, looks like we can go more. NQ, do we get any pullback? Nope. No pullback whatsoever. Now, it's funny. The news, though, the news did go back and actually grab a level, right? If there was your level of basing, you can see what did the news do? The news went down and grabbed it to take off. So you could have traded a news-based trade off of this one. But again, as far as opening print goes, nothing. Nothing in there. There's no pullback at all. It was just off to the races. YM, 830 gave us a pullback. No level there. And again, 930 didn't even pull back, just took off. You can see, though, it is having some, difficulty right now. I mean, technically right now, there's a red, there's a green that did not go higher. We got 2 minutes. I don't know if this red candle is going to do it, but it looks like it's starting to retrace back again. We could start seeing some, negativity in the Dow here. Again, a red in, a green not higher means the trap is set. Yeah, this is still a red right now, but it's going to close in 1 minute. And then again, if the next red candle comes in, that would be a trigger for this one to kind of roll back to the downside. So we'll see. Bop, bop, bop. Stop poking me in the face, please. Yeah. Yeah. And remember, the red, green, red doesn't have to be the single red candle. But obviously, if it turns green, it takes it out. But the big thing is the green. This could actually be green as well. If the green doesn't go above this red, right, it's still technically valid. Right? Now I'm like dying. It's like just flip it. Just flip it. Come on. Bop. Bop. I don't know what you got over your face. Yogurt. So yeah, this one looks like it's getting ready to reverse and head back down. So, but as far as opening print goes, got nothing here. Russell. Yeah, 830. 830 pulled back, but there was no confirmed level sitting there. It's a little bit of a base, but nothing confirmed. So yeah, 930 went up. Turned at 945. There's nothing up there. Did it hit 78? No, but I'm gonna pull it off anyway. Right. Base in there. Again, that was from yesterday morning. Let's see. What will be? Didn't even pull back again. Can you stop? That's annoying. It keeps popping in my ear. So yeah, so let's see. And again, once this is not it, but once the green goes and breaks above, again, not in a reversal pattern yet. So I know it's fun, but it keeps popping in Daddy's ear. I don't care if you like it. It's driving Daddy nuts, right? You can get down if you want. All right, so that's it for today. Like I said, all the indices are kind of in the same spot. They're up there, they're struggling, they're kind of in extreme range. They're probably kind of getting to the point now where there could be some exhaustion for a little bit of a pullback. For the most part, though, the data was really, really good. The unemployment rate going down is good for it. I don't like that either. It's still screwed up. There we go. The data was really great. More people getting hired. They're getting paid at much higher wages, which is great, which means spending is kind of probably coming. And the unemployment rate, again, not only it didn't raise, it actually went down, which is great. So overall, look, they're still left new, but challenges are mounting. There you go. Look, talking about the consensus and talking about being higher. So yeah, this is going to be the big thing, being the labor market. And again, great that people are getting hired. Great that they're getting paid more. But as far as wage inflation, again, it's showing that it is coming back in again. So yeah. All right, that's it for today. I think there's some very interesting spots, particularly with the dollar moving as much as it is today for Sunday night. Remember, Monday, Tuesday, rather slow, basically zero high impact news releases. So it'll just be some slow movement. Probably some resetting for Wednesday, because Wednesday next week, absolutely without a doubt, a very important for the sense for the overall markets, because they've been looking at this yearly CPI figure. But seeing on a monthly basis, the CPI starting to increase, that's one of those ones that's like, wait a second, I thought we were restrictive. Why did it increase, right? Are we going to pause on that? Wait, we're pausing now, but it's increasing on a monthly basis, right? We'll see if I wouldn't be surprised if this core CPI comes in 0.42. So yeah, there's that. All right, let's go ahead and do the drawing for today. So I will give this one to 8:30. I give you guys 30 seconds because I know there is a delay in the markets, or I guess in the broadcast. Ugh. Guys. Ugh. Excuse me. Man, the coffee is not working this morning. Another morning, waking up 6 o'clock with a boy's head. No, we're not gonna have coffee. You cannot have coffee. No, that is coffee. You can have baby coffee. Baby coffee. All right, there it is. Let's shut it down. All right, winner of today's drawing is somebody's playing statistics. Somebody won with statistics right there. Ernest Wynn says 100 for the day. So, he gave up. He made what? Plus 60 for the day, right? He made plus 60 for the day. So, not too shabby. Gets his 100. He used 40 to do it, to get his 100 for a double. So, he goes into the new week. Going for the triple, right? All right, I'm out of here. Everybody have a great, safe weekend. I think this is the first weekend in like God knows how long we haven't had rain. So I'm kind of excited. It's like, what am I going to do with a weekend of no rain? I am reffing 4 games tomorrow morning, so I'm kind of happy that I don't have to be out there for 4 games in the rain. So that's kind of fun. But I'll probably go to sleep tomorrow night at like 5 o'clock. So, yep, it is what it is. All right, I'll catch everybody Monday morning. Again, Sunday night, there is no news releases Monday. So hopefully we are not, complete sleeper with everything being at like 2-3 pips. We'll see what we got. With that, I'm out of here. Catch you guys later. And thank you for joining me today. See you then.